of text messages from you all asking for guidance on how to become a data analyst or a roadmap on how to become a data analyst. So, to the best of my abilities, I'm going to try and share one with you. Now, before I do that, I wanted to share some brutal insights. I believe this is not the first time you're looking at a data analytics guidance video or a roadmap. You would have saved plenty of these reels before or taken screenshots of a lot of these roadmaps, and nothing really has worked. And I believe that is because you refuse to go back home and put in the hard work. If you are just going to do that, you might as well just skip this video. For the other half, who are actually serious about becoming a data analyst and entering the space, continue with this video. The other thing that I wanted to share was the way you have been influenced about how to approach data analytics and what are the necessary skills. I believe that is very false. You are made to believe that all these 5 skills that I've mentioned over here are absolutely necessary to land a job. I believe that is not true at all. And this is a very overwhelming journey that they create for you. I don't believe it is like that. And this is further corroborated by the job descriptions that you see. They will mention a lot of these skills, and the actual work is nowhere related to that. Let's begin with the first tool that I believe you should start with, and that is Microsoft Excel. So, Excel will expose you to the concept of lookups. You have your VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and XLOOKUP. These will help you build your foundations for joining and merging different tables. You will also get exposure to SUMIF and COUNTIF. These are aggregation functions that are dependent on a particular key. This is nothing but very similar to a group by function. You will also learn about pivot tables. You will be using pivot tables throughout your journey. You will also learn about how to create a unique key, what are primary keys, foreign keys, and how to change data types in Excel itself. Once you have mastered these concepts in Excel, I believe you can start with Power Query. Power Query is going to be your first time using an automation tool. You can define certain steps. It could be as simple as renaming a column, and it could be as complex as merging different tables, appending different tables, and doing some aggregation functions and statistics on top of it. So these are defined steps that you will be declaring. And once you just change the data source, all of these steps will automatically run. Now, why I suggest this is because Power BI background, the backend of Power BI is exactly Power Query. Once you click on transform data after loading a data set, it is just going to open Power Query for you. So you might as well learn Power Query before jumping onto Power BI. So Power BI, I recommend this particular visualization tool. I believe you can also learn Tableau, but Power BI is easier to use and is gaining market share and is also cheaper. So you should start with Power BI and get exposure to what are the different kind of visualizations, how are dashboards exactly made, and try solving a lot of the problems of how a stakeholder would like to see the insights. Remember, you're not getting hired for somebody to tell you how to solve a problem. You are getting hired to solve the problems yourselves after looking at the data. So you will have to develop your problem solving acumen. Without that, your entire syntax journey of learning different tools is absolutely waste. For the lack of better word, it's a complete waste. Now, once you have mastered Power BI, you can move on to SQL. SQL, I believe a lot of people come from tier 2 or tier 3 colleges and do not have IT background. So SQL and Python sometimes become a little technical for them. And that is why I suggest to go through the journey of Excel, Power Query, and Power BI, because these are very easy tools to understand, and these will actually help you build the foundational concepts. So if you understand these concepts, SQL and Python are nothing but just syntax for you, right? So once you have done this on Power BI, you can move on to SQL, wherein you can start with creating databases, updating tables, summoning data from table, writing case when case, and just use the lag and lead functions. So once you do that and actually experience how these functions actually work, you can then move on to Python. You can learn about pandas and NumPy and how to manipulate data, clean data. You can also use the Matplotlib and Seaborn to visualize data and explore data, right? So I believe this is how you should go about it. As for landing a job, I believe just learning Excel, Power Query, and Power BI will help you land a reporting job. And if you add SQL to it, you are essentially becoming qualified enough to extract data from warehouse and create a report out of it. And that is a very essential skill for a lot of these product based companies and how their metrics are performing on a daily basis, right? And once you become well versed with all of these, you can also then move on to Python. And there's also another thing that I believe you should learn, that is called Python and a SQL combination, that is known as PySpark. So this involves a lot of data manipulation. So it combines the quick ability of SQL, and it combines the wide array of functions that you can do on a data frame in Python, and brings that capability in front of you, and you can then use the insights from this to present the reports to any sort of stakeholder. Now, there are also other tools that I believe once you have mastered all of these tools, you can learn, and that are Alteryx, Tableau, Power Automate, ACL, and SPSS. So R is very close to Python, but not as efficient. It is way easier to learn, and a lot of the scope for R is with economic students or with humanities. A lot of these people get exposed to R. For sometimes handling missing data, or sometimes creating a regression model, or sometimes creating a different sort of model. Yeah. Now, Alteryx is basically a workflow automation tool, or a ETL tool. You can extract data from various sources, process it, and then extract it at a different source. And this entire flow can be automated. Once you've designed the entire workflow, you can just click on run flow, and you can even schedule these requests. And this is a very optional skill, because Alteryx is a very expensive tool, and a lot of firms are not venturing out to Alteryx. Tableau is a substitute of Power BI. In my personal opinion, Power BI is much easier to understand, is gaining market share, so you should just prefer Power BI. So Tableau is another skill. If you prefer to become a all-round master, you should learn Tableau as well. For Power Automate, again, this is an automation tool. There are multiple things that you can do from Power Automate. That is running specific queries that will help you update SharePoint files, draft emails, send out Teams pings, send out certain visuals over Teams. And these are only specific to automations. Remember, this does not involve only data analytics, but this will help your job become much, much easier. ACL is very specific to auditing. A lot of the big four firms use it, and a lot of these small audit firms use it. The full form is Audit Command Language. The good perk about this is you can't really alter data, and a log is maintained, so the entire log can be audited, right? SPSS is another very UI friendly language, and you can just drag and drop multiple fields and understand very complex models. There is a lot of statistics that you can study from SPSS. There are a lot of models that you can study from SPSS, but SPSS again is an expensive software, and it is required at only very specific firms. Now, there are some must-have skills that I believe without them, all of the technical skills that you acquire are meaningless. The first one is a corporate soft skill. Remember, a data analyst is a storyteller, is a data storyteller. So if you are unable to explain to the stakeholders what kind of insights you are generating, or how you can help them generate money, or how you can help them automate tasks, they're not really going to understand. So you need to develop those corporate soft skills. And maybe in the future, I even come out with guidance videos on how to develop these corporate soft skills. The second is business knowledge and the fundamentals. Without understanding how a business looks like and what are the intricacies of it, I don't believe any of the insights that you produce have any merit, right? Without understanding business, I don't believe you can even understand the data. So if you do not know the fundamentals of business, if you do not have the business acumen, whatever insights that you draw out, or my first opinion is you won't be able to draw out of insights, but if you are able to, I believe those insights won't be very helpful. So remember whatever company that you're applying to, or remember whatever business you're applying to, or if you have landed a job, I believe you should know that business inside out. And after that, you will see the transformation in your data analytics journey. Another final thing that I want to mention is I've seen a lot of data analysts who have acquired the technical skills. Personally, I would have met at least about 50 to 60 data analytics people, and a lot of them lack the problem solving acumen. So that is to say, I would be, if I tell them that these are the steps that you need to perform, they would be able to perform it. But if somebody from the business is telling them a problem, they're not able to visualize a solution out of it. And I believe even if you land a job after just acquiring technical skills, this will hold you back, because I've seen a lot of people not get promoted who have 10 years of experience, 5 years of experience, and they're still at the entry level job. And to gain an edge over these people, I believe you should focus your entire journey about problem solving skills. And that problem solving skills won't come from the projects that you are doing. It is about critically spending time with that data. Create 4 rows, load it onto any tool, try out as many functions, and look at how a value is shifting from one place to the other. How is data interacting with the functions that you are applying? Build that acumen, because that is the only thing that is going to give you an edge over everybody in the data analytics space. uh, Over the next few weeks, I will be guiding you through Power Query and Power BI. I believe we have already covered Excel, and then we will move on to SQL and Python. And since I am well versed with these optional skills as well, so I will be sharing those videos as well. Some of you have also requested for a longer video on explaining these concepts. I'm still trying to work out the details, and as soon as I will be able to, I will be sharing fully fledged videos with you all.